Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. What we have here is a dead 2015 Bolens 500E series engine. I got this thing this week for $10. Let's look it over today and see what ails it. Ironically, last week I restored this 2017, same thing, 21-inch cut 500E. So this was, I believe, another $10 unit. I have it advertised now for $135. I've had some interest in it, but it's still too early for mower season here in Southwest Florida. We need some rain. It's been extremely dry. Usually in May we get rain every afternoon and the grass goes berserk, and then I sell a crap load of mowers. So it's just wait and see. I always panic that I'm not going to sell anything, and then all of a sudden I sell every single mower that I have rectified. So this is ready to go. That'll go in storage until somebody comes out. Let's see if this is going to be a hassle or not. This 2015, we'll discuss air filters, since as you see, no cover, no filter. They always end up showing up like that. For some reason, you can guarantee out of a batch I'll have several with no filters, no air filter covers. So I always buy packs of 10 of these covers at a time. I know I'm going to go through them. So let's push the 2017 to the side, the rectified unit, and start looking at this 2015. So I did peek in the tank to see if we needed to do turkey baster sampling. There's no fuel in the tank, or very little. There's just a trace of moisture down there. It could be water, could be fuel. There's not enough for me to get the turkey baster to pull up anything. So let's look at the oil first. I have gas nearby. We could probably put fresh gas in it and see if this thing runs on its own. If it doesn't, we'll motivate it. You can always motivate something. In this case, it would be with Super Tech. For you kids and cadets, it'd probably be vitamins, your daily dose of essential vitamins. It was at the high mark. It's just well-used oil. It was not overfilled, not underfilled, so that's a good sign. Since we didn't fuel it yet, why don't we knock this on its side and look at the undercarriage. Looks like somebody ran over a rug or a t-shirt. Blade does have some nicks on the leading edge. It's not bent. I rotated it. It's going past the same mark on the deck that I had visualized. Extremely blunt, and like I said, it's got a few nicks. This side's much worse. So no blade maintenance. That's a point against it. They did have the right amount of oil in it though, but no air filter or air filter cover. I just made a mess. I guess I'm cleaning the deck here prematurely. Both the sheet metal screws that hold the plastic cover to the metal bracket are missing, but the two inner screws are there. So I don't know if somebody tried to fiddle with this and gave up, but we got two missing screws. That little bit of moisture in the tank before we refueled it could have been water. One more time and then we're Motivation City. The magic motivation worked. We know what the issue is. We got water in the fuel or a plugged up jet on the carburetor. So that'll be a quick and easy, remove everything, clean up the tank, compressed air, clean up the carb. I'll have the blade off, touch up the leading edge. So since we get so many of these in with no air filters or covers, let's discuss air filters and covers today. What do you say? So I've got some various air filters here on my tailgate. With these foam filters, you should be oiling them. I usually don't, but it's best that you put a little bit of motor oil on these filters, and I'll show you how to do that. You only oil the foam filters, these paper cartridges for the newer style engines. You don't oil these paper pleats. Here's one style of paper pleated air filter. Here's another one from a quantum style. These don't require any oiling. If you have an older unit with a Sprint or Classic Series, this triangular shaped filter, you would oil this. And this foam filter for these newer series overhead valves, you would go ahead and oil these as well. So let's discuss air filter covers first, and then we'll do the oiling of these things. I've got a brand new cover here, Briggs-Stratton, number 595660. This cover has the indentation here for the air breather. And I'll show you the difference. This 2015 does not have the air breather on the gas tank. This 2017 does. It's a newer unit. This air breather is more emissions control friendly. It takes any of the gas vapors that are in the tank and pulls them back into the carburetor to burn them, reduce emissions. This probably qualifies for a California unit since it has this added feature. If you can see this little tube here which comes off the top of the gas tank, it's got a small hole in it. All the vapor goes back into the intake and is pulled into the carburetor. So that style that I just showed you has a cutout here at the top of the air filter to accommodate that tube. That tube sits right in here. Now the older style, the 2015, there would be a piece of plastic here blocking this cutout. If you happen to stumble upon one of those, you can actually take a razor and make your little cut here. But I just go ahead and buy the newer style covers, because that newer style cover will also fit this older style gas tank. This part number I just showed you, the 595660, will fit these older ones with no problem with that pre-cut notch in the cover. So we got a little wind here in Southwest Florida. It's blowing away my demonstration. So what you want to do, if you have a small pumper style oil can, you can put a little bit of oil around each side of this, and you can squeeze all that oil into the foam. Or if you don't want to get dirty, some of these aftermarket companies that I'm using out of China, this stuff comes in little bags automatically. You could put a little oil on it after you cut open the bag. This one's actually a zippy bag. You can oil it up, put it back in your bag. and do some stress release here. You don't want to saturate it where this thing's dripping off of the foam. You just want to put a little oil on it, because you can actually suffocate the engine if this thing's saturated with oil. Like you'll see with an overfilled crankcase, this foam will saturate with oil and your machine will run like shit, or it won't run at all. So you can take a little bit of motor oil, engine oil, put it on your filter, and either bag it. Here's an old parts bag I've got from a recent project. Just do a little squeezy squeeze, get that oil moved around, and then install it. We got a breeze out of the south. I can smell the alcohol in Key West. They're really drinking it down there today. It is springtime, brings a lot of people to Florida, especially Key West. They're really selling alcohol. You see it showing up here on the bag. That's just enough to trap all the smaller particles. If you just put it on dry, you won't catch everything. This oil really helps getting the small stuff. So there you have it. That's perfect. Leaves you a little bit of oil residue on your fingers. You know you saturated this whole thing, or not saturated, lightly coated it. Don't use the saturation word. So that's that. The air filter cover again. $595,660. And then these foam filters, $799, $57.9. They probably come up with 4 or 5 different numbers, but you'll get a hit on this. This is just one of them. So there you go. Buy this air filter cover and you can work on the older, it'll work on the older units without the gas tube, or the newer ones with the gas tube. So there you have it. Continue to have a nice day. I'm gonna plow through this 2015 right now, do a carb clean. So we have, we'll have 2 Bolens here ready to go very shortly. Deck doesn't look terribly bad. This thing will clean up. Right before sale, I usually wash them off. We've had some dry weather. These things here that I've fixed are all dusted up. I'll make them look pretty prior to sale. Anyway, thanks for coming out. Appreciate you liking, subscribing. I'll have something more useless for you in tomorrow's video. As always, your waitress and wait staff are doing an awesome job. They really appreciate your generosity as you throw down those large denominations as you depart your table. Have a good day today.